I'm good, Kayla. Yeah, Nicole's out, her mom's sick.
Good morning.
Okay.
It's Tuesday, June the 21st, 2022. A little bit after 10. I'm gonna call the meeting in order. We'll have a quorum here, acknowledge any guests that's here today, and appreciate that. We open it up to the public hearing, and I see that Mr. Powell has got item number 1. Do you want to speak now, or do you want to speak when the item comes up? Sir?
I would withdraw that.
Here, no other public comment. We're going to close that. Number 1 is deliberate and consider action on the following items. Number 1 is discuss and appropriate approve resolution approving the submittal of HMGPM application and committing a match of 10%. And Mr. Taylor's not here today, so he's got his assistant stepping in. And
Yes,
okay, Ms.
sir.
Christie.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. This resolution is to submit 3 applications on the HMGP project for severe winter storm DR 4485. The application will be for a generator for the Mauriceville Water Substation, a generator for the community billboard, and a community safe room at the airport. And that's what those 3 applications will be for. And the resolution is to submit those applications.
What was that at the airport?
Oh, it's for COVID? I'm sorry.
That's correct.
Okay, sorry about that. On the resolution, we'll have to get that corrected. It says that it's severe winter storms, but it's actually for COVID.
Yeah, it's for disaster recovery 4485.
So I had the correct disaster recovery. I just had the wrong.
It's COVID-related money.
Yes, sorry, it's FEMA.
What's your question?
Yes, the COVID stuff is gonna be 10% match.
Yes. It was 25%, and they relaxed it to 10%.
How much we look at that?
You're looking at, let's see, for the safe room facility at the airport, that's approximately a $12 million project. The generators, let's see, the one at the community information sign is approximately $120,000. And the generator at I want to say it was around $120,000 also.
Mauriceville has agreed to pay that, whatever it is, whether it's 10%. I have an email on this.
And the 10% can also be done in-kind contribution as well.
Will be done what now?
Can be done as in-kind contribution. The county do an in-kind contribution, part of the work as well.
It's a possibility that it may, could be also come from GLO. There's quite a different ways that you can come up with your 10% match.
Other than tax dollars. Okay.
All right, hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Hear a second?
I'll make it.
Motion made made by Mr. Thompson, second Mr. Plumby, that we approve the submittal of HMGP application and total of the match of 10%. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign, opposed, hearing none, pass unanimously. Number two, discuss an appropriate amend the contract with Gary R. Taylor and Associates for the GLO contract 18-535-000-B279.
Yes, sir. This is the administrative amendment for the phase 2 portions of the 2016 project, moving the money from housing to infrastructure. It has the same rates as the first part. It's just an amendment for the additional funds that are being moved. It changes nothing else.
It's just amending the same contract.
Yes, sir.
How much money was it?
I don't know what the final total was, yeah, it's over 8 billion, I believe, but I don't know for sure what the final is.
We're working on the final.
And we did get them all of the information, additional information that they had requested in that.
I make that motion. Second.
I second.
Motion been made, Mr. Plumby, second Mr. White, that we approve the amending the contract for the GLO, the Taylor and Associates, B-535-000-B279. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed. Hearing none, passed unanimously. Number three, discuss and appropriate amend the contract with Goodman, Lassiter, and Strong Incorporated. For GLO contract is 18-535-000-B279. And, Pat, are you gonna do that?
Just as a kind of a refresher on this is phase 2 of the 2019 grant project. These are the additional county roads that the commissioners worked up with us, and with the remaining funds that were left over from 2016. There is no match on this, it's all grant funds. Just to kind of let everybody know what's in this, as a reminder, on precinct 1, it's reconstructing County Road 4002, County Road 4004, and County Road 3037. Okay. Precinct 2 is County Road 1020, County Road 2036, County Road 1006, Lewis and Washington. Precinct 3, County Road 2001, County Road 2053, St. John Road, and County Road 2018, Pines Ferry Road. Precinct 4, County Road 4181 North, County Road 3148, County Road 3149, and Nichols Creek Road, County Road 4122.
Give me the number one again.
Number 1, County Road 4002, County Road 4004, and County Road 3037.
Okay. All right. So these has already been designed and everything, just waiting for construction mostly?
Actually, we still got a design. We were waiting on the amendment from the states saying they're gonna fund it, which is what this is. They finally came through and said, okay, we're gonna fund this.
Okay.
We're gonna let you use the money for this.
Okay.
So what we'll do after today is we'll go ahead and get our surveyors over here, get it surveyed and then get it designed. So,
When do you think construction will start?
Gene, depending on when the environmental clearance occurs, there's a possibility that you'll be able to start construction before the end of the year.
Well, the environmental,
The environmental,
permit's been working, hasn't it?
well, they've already started the process, but I don't think it's been submitted yet. That I know of. I don't think,
Oh, they did.
I don't think the environmental's been submitted yet. I think Traylor and Associates has already started preparation of the environmental. And usually, you're probably looking between 60 and 90 days to get the cleared environmental. Then after that, they'll bid it out.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion been made by Mr. Benson, second Mr. White, that we approve the amendment to Goodman GLS, for the contract 18-535-000-B27. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. Same sign opposed. Hearing none. Pass unanimously.
Thank you.
Number four, discussion appropriate to approve the request for the city of Newton to amend the current HMAP to include the equipment to clear right of way, utility right of way.
Yes, sir, this is a resolution for the city of Newton to add the purchase of a piece of equipment to allow them to go in and clean power lines and right-of-ways for storms. Right now, it was not included in the hazard mitigation plan that was submitted to FEMA for review, and they would like to have this added once it's been reviewed, and it has to come before Commissioners Court for approval.
Yeah, that's the application we've been working on for quite some time, and we just left this out. So
Yes, sir.
they're wanting us to add this to it.
Yes, sir. And this would go in the city of Newton's portion of it.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
Motion is made by Mr. Palmer, second by Mr. Thompson, that we approve the request from the city of Newton to amend the current HMAP to include equipment clear utility right of way. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. Same sign opposed. Hearing none. Number five, discuss and approve, appropriate approve the bid for 4x5 round bales of hay to be harvested from the pasture land of Newton County Enterprise Facility. Ms. Sherry?
No bids were submitted. So I don't know what the courts want to do, if they want us to rerun it, but there was no bids submitted at all to the county clerk's office.
Was,
It was reading the paper for 2 weeks.
the only advertisement we've done is the paper didn't send it out to anybody.
No, we just said put it in the paper. I mean, I don't know who to send it out to. I mean, I guess we could go to
Let's
who
rerun
we
it.
used in the
Let's
past,
rerun
what Pee Wee.
it. Rerun it.
I think we ought to authorize it to rerun.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys want to do? Okay.
Yeah.
And do you want me to send it out to anybody in particular?
I'll get you some names
Okay,
that you can send a package out to.
okay,
That came to me with interest that they would be interested in.
okay.
I think we have to help our guys around here. They're not real familiar with how to submit a bid.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So,
But did we just make mention of the overall thing, or did we put details on what's expected and that kind of thing in the paper? I mean, if I was interested and I saw it in the paper, is there anything, you just had a phone number, or how did we?
basically, we wrote it out just like it says, the 4x5 round bales of hay to be harvested at the prison. So,
We had a contact information?
yes, we have all the contact, everything. I mean, it's just like our other bids.
Okay,
So,
so I was wondering, because we got several things that we advertise, and we don't get any word back, so it might be something, I was wondering if it's something.
Yeah, I mean, they have all the contact information, but like Tick said, we need to reach out to these individuals.
Okay.
Because they don't, maybe not look at paper, or they don't know what to do.
Yeah, and we don't know what to do, really.
So, okay.
I'll make that motion to rerun.
That's second.
Real quick, I don't think that's that's not the way that the agenda item is written, is to re-advertise it. So I would say probably take no action and then authorize it again in the next meeting.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, this is not what the agenda item says. It
Right.
says that we approve the, if we have any bidders, and if there was no bidders, there would be no action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 6 is discuss and appropriate approve payment for the general fund to TDEM for recoupment funds on HM 1791-174. That's Liz.
Good morning. I've got, put a copy of the packet. I don't know if y'all got it or not. I'm gonna give y'all a little quick background on this. Everybody will be in the loop on what I've been working on. We got a letter, to start off, we got a letter from TDM requesting recoupment of funds for HM 1791-0137. That goes back to Hurricane Ike. For $198,339.67. So the office been working on the closeouts of 1791, 136, 137, and 208 for almost 2 years. Our grant admins are Metro Planning, which was a group out of Oregon that started working with the county before I was auditor. And then Greg Wabi came for him, and he made his own company because he was over here in Texas called OCR West. So the grants and the procurement. Anyway, the grants and the procurement were under the direction and authority of the judge's office of the previous administration. The grant admins have refused any help helping us during this closeout. So I was given digital documents relating to these projects and had some paper documents left in the office of Mr. Wabi when he left Newton. And the document files are far from complete on these projects and some other projects. So I have dug and found, got some documents from Ms. Davis and some information from her to try to help me with the hundreds of documents that they've asked. So the question and requisition that we're bringing, requisition we're bringing for y'all today is for 137. So TDM found unsubstantiated costs due to not enough information to support the procurement of title companies and demolition and ineligible costs for properties that did not close. So I'm not stopped looking. I've got SRA digging in their building where their old files are because Mr. Hughes is gone now. They got new people there. They're trying to help me. I think Heather has discovered some files on the computer that's in the archives that she's been going through. So she's finding some stuff. And then our next step is to go down. Well, I've been down in the dungeon looking, but we're going to go down into the basement and look through every piece of paper and every document that came out of the previous judge's office. So after
So you're saying what? So you're saying Truman or Rosemary or Paul or who you say?
It was before I started as auditor, all the grants were in Truman's office.
Okay.
Truman and Rosemary took care of all of that. They took care of the grants and the procurement.
Okay.
We don't, we only had just a handful. And, the grant admin would come in.
So it passed from Truman to Rosemary, from Rosemary to Paul.
Well, Rosemary was in there, when Rosemary was in there with Truman, her and him both were over the grants. And then it went to Rosemary those 2 months, and then Paul was over it.
Okay.
So after.
So to help me understand this, we probably received this money
We did.
in a
receive this
grant,
money.
and either we didn't buy out all the projects, or we didn't.
Part of it is when the grant admin, Mr. Wabi, would bring a request for reimbursement to the judge for signature. It included some that were, with the property owner, he would do the sales agreement. And then it would go to title. But when they signed the sales agreement, he would request the money from TDM, and TDM signed off on it and gave us the 75% of it. But there's some of those properties that did not close. So we already had the money, and now we're doing audit on it. They're doing the audit on it. So we've got to pay this back. But there is, and right at the end is when Toledo Bend, their joint project operation came in. So those demo costs are deobligated because we can't find everything they need to prove that they were procured correctly.
Okay.
We found some, but not all. So that's why we're still looking.
Did this money go into the general fund or did it go in a special
It went
account?
into the grant, that hazard mitigation grant fund that we've got. It went in there. So it was used to pay out some costs under these grants.
So it went into a special fund?
Yes.
It's still there?
No, it was spent on other properties under here.
Well, I know one thing, when Commissioner Fuller was here, we went over to Garland Smith's office, and they had stacks of unfinished contracts. Either something wrong with it, or it didn't get past one or two deals, and they discarded it, and it was sitting there, and there was I would say there was 50 or 60 of those files
We have a lot that.
over there. Yes,
We have a lot that did not.
yes.
Well, the problem is here is back in those days, they reimbursed you the money before you ever done the project.
Right.
They don't do it that way now.
They would ask
Do
for
the
it, they
project
would ask for the
before.
money. So so I'm buying out a piece of property from you, hey, we've got all your paperwork
Yeah.
that we're required to have. Sign the sales agreement if you're happy with it, sign it. They requested the money, and then they would send it over to title.
Mhm.
And if you had
Any problems,
unfixable issues,
that's the reason all them files are over there.
yes, and there's a
Okay.
lot of them with bad issues.
But
Yes,
if the money was in a special fund and we paid other properties out of that fund, well, those properties we paid out would have reimbursed money
And it goes
would come
to,
back in.
and it goes to the 75-25 stuff. So if we had turned around and pay out to Toledo Bend or whatever, and that money was in there, it would get paid out.
It'd be paid out and then it would cost us 25% out of that money.
Yes.
So we just eat it up.
Yes.
It's gone.
So what she's requesting today is for us to write a check for that $198,000.
Yes.
We're gonna appeal it, but in the appeal process, they said they had to have the money in hand.
We have to pay it first.
And we've already got the appeal process started to allow us some time to recoup this money if we can find a document.
And Chief Ellis with TDM verbally told us Thursday that if we could get that check to them by June the 30th, they will not put a hold on any pending TDM funds that are coming in or any applications that are out, because they will hold on that.
it's gotta be paid. Regardless. I was gonna lose some more money.
There you go.
I'll make that motion.
How many more of these might come up with?
There is possible, these other two, we're probably gonna be getting letters on those anyway. We're trying to put them off as long as we can, so we can, you know.
So basically, we're cleaning up somebody, so basically,
We're cleaning up.
somebody else's,
We're cleaning up that whole mess that was left when he moved out.
okay. Second. Yes, sir.
Been made, Mr. Thompson, second, Mr. Fondy, that we approve, payment for the general fund from TDM for recoupment of funds, HM 1791-0174. Any discussion? Not all in favor, say aye. All opposed? Okay, let's back up and say, show of hands. Approve. Five oh. Hearing no vote, Mr. Thompson, the reason I did that. Number 7, discuss and appropriate approve contract amendment with MPTX for HMGP 4266 and HMGP 4223. Ms. Leah.
Okay. Fast forward to HMGP 4223, which was the 15 floods and the 16 floods, and he was under MPTX. Back in early about spring, summer of 19, we had a meeting with, I don't know, 5 or 6 TDM folks, Judge, myself, I think Courtney was involved, or John. And they were requesting that Mr. Wabi amend his contract because the way it was worded was not it was an open, kind of an open-ended contract. All legalities are not right, but anyway, they wanted about the terms of payment as a percentage, and they wanted it laid out how he was going to bill. We've been arguing with him back and forth since the summer of 19. He flat out told TDM they were wrong, he wasn't going to do it. Therefore, during some of the mess I'm cleaning up in 23 and 66 that he left, they de-obligated between these two probably about $600,000. If he does not, because he didn't do the contract, we were just going to be out that. We were going to be out that. That's about how much we paid him. It's just a round number. So Courtney has been working with him and a gentleman from TDM's, with Conresnick, who works with TDM under their compliance. They said that if we can get him to do this contract amendment, then we can reapply to have those funds refunded to us. Of course, it's 75-25, but still, then we can get those funds done. So Greg has agreed to sign the contract. We also owe him, that's the next agenda item, about $15,000 on some invoices that we have not paid him yet because he's not done what TDM has told him to do. So Courtney has worked with him. He's going to sign the contract. If we pay him, or we're going to after we pay him. So we'll get into that on the next item. But anyway, he's going to sign the contract, and he has agreed to answer any questions I have during this closeout, because I'm in closeout at 42-23 right now. I'll be closing out 26 at the end of the year. So he has agreed to help fill in some blanks with what he's given me.
So what about fill some blanks in over here on number 6? 6.
We're working on that too. Courtney sent some information to him. That he will list the things that we need to do that. And hopefully, I'm glad you mentioned that because I forgot about that. She is working with him on that. So that hopefully he can give us what we need. We can send it to FEMA and all this.
Didn't we overpay him at times?
23, we think from what my records we have, but we're not finished I'm not finished reconciling everything with TDM yet. Once we get down to the end, then we'll see that. So he's possibly owe us $20,000.
I thought we did.
So we gotta get down to that point. We're working on that right now.
How much was that, we will pay him, or they have to,
Thought I had that right here.
It's
It's $15,000.
His invoices that are due right now are $15,205.
Yeah.
That he's owed,
Yep.
and upon payment of his outstanding invoices, he's gonna sign off on contract amendments that we've been asking for 2 years, for 2.5 years.
which is saying we had all of it.
Not on this contract. 23, we think we have. According to our, this is on 4266, yeah.
And the, TDM has extended the deadline for us multiple times, and so they extended it to the 27th. So I need to give them the contract amendments by the 27th. So I need to get him a check before then, so we'll sign the amendments. So we can cut a check.
Check on how much more or less of what it goes around, to do a few checks, we had to have this one for $198, get the court was approved of.
I told Greg I wanted to know about the court when y'all were gonna cut checks, and then we get it mailed to him, and then he's gonna sign it and email it back so we can send it to them before Monday. I have an updated address for him, of where he's going. It's $15,205 that we're gonna send them. Should we not have our contracts amended, then we're looking at being de-obligated $698,000.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's over 6.
So it's costing us 15 to pay his invoices so that we're not de-obligated $698,000.
So we're for sure we're not gonna be obligated for the 698.
I don't know about for sure. I know that we got to do on these amended contracts is the only thing that I know, so they don't be obligated. I don't know if there's another reason why they wouldn't, but it's my understanding.
This is why they're holding it back right now.
And they've reviewed it and approved it and said, yeah, as long as this is signed, we're good to go. So they've already signed off on what the amendment says, and so there's 4223, in case that, the only problem they have right now is on 4266, but we went ahead and did 4223.
Because it's just the same thing.
The same fix, and what it said previously was not to exceed 5%, so it was vague, and now there's a specific number of what it's not to exceed, and more specific terms. So we went ahead and updated both of them in case there's not a cooperation down the road. So anyway, so that's why they both need to be signed, get a check to him, he'll sign them, and then we're not obligated at $698.
And this is $15,000 we owe him?
Yes, 15,205.
But we still owe $698.
No, this is what we've already paid him. And they de-obligated it through requests for reimbursements over the, a couple of years. And that's why we've been working on this since the spring of 19, trying to get this done. And it's, that's why Courtney's got back, she's been working on it last fall again. We would she would ignore us. And so we were like, to TDM, what can we do? So, well, if you want all your money back, 75% of what you paid and requested, if you want it back, he needs to amend the contracts. So.
Or otherwise we have to pay $698.
No, they've already de-obligated. We've already paid it, and they've just de-obligated it. They've not given it back to us. With these two contracts, 4223 and 4266. In the past few years, they've changed the way they're doing it. They're auditing as they go. So that's why they've been so adamant about getting this fixed. Instead of waiting 5 years later, you know, I mean, you know, I don't want to leave, you know, if I die today, I don't want to leave somebody with a mess. That's why I've been trying to fix it. You know?
So,
Never know what my numbers are.
hey, you gonna get 698 reimbursed,
75% of it.
75%.
But once we get these done, we'll get them submitted to T-Down, and then, of course, I'll have a copy that they'll have a copy. I want to have a copy too. And, then I will get with them and see what's the next step. I think I have to redo a request for reimbursement for all of that. So, but I've got it all together.
So Sherry, you have that to us by Wednesday, of that check, and to go out as a Wednesday. We'll need it by Tuesday.
I think you're saying over this May, right? Yeah.
We're doing the 198 on this.
Should be, that number's fixed, somebody else's mess.
Correct.
Okay, I hear a motion to amend that contract.
I did that. I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Here a second.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. White's already made the motion.
Oh, we did? I'll second it.
Mr. White made the motion, Mr. Thompson seconded to approve amending the contract for, with, MPTX on 4266 and 4223. Any more discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in favor, all, opposition? Here none, passed. Number 8, discuss and appropriate approve payment for outstanding invoice for MPTX for 4266 from the general fund, and that's $15,205.
I'll make that motion.
I second.
Motion been made by Mr. Palmer, second Mr. Thompson, to approve the payment for the outstanding invoices for $15,205 MPTX. For discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Same sign opposed, here none. I hear a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Second.
All right, made the motion, Mr. Benson, second, adjourn at 10:41.
Bless you.